So today we're gonna continue the run with the level 32 Inquisitor right now. We are, I believe, at the end of like around Act 3, so we're gonna like check out 4, 5, and 6. And 7 ideally today as well. Yeah. So currently, yeah, right, I just switched to like any offhand with like of Thunder, because I switched basically from fire to lightning. Now that I have the Scabreaker Circlet, we're fully converting the damage of Rune of Kalastor to lightning, both the physical as well as the fire damage. And yeah, that's kind of like why I crafted a Adept's Wand as well. You can craft these. And well, of Thunder is probably one of the best that you can get rather easily. Of course, there are some like rare effects you can get as well. Same for those, I just like bought this from the like literal vendor in Devil's Crossing. Stuff that you can find is probably going to be like better than this rather easily. So first of all, let's hand on some of the quests that I forgot to hand in the last time. Welcome in, Medics, how you doing? Hello, hello, hello. Yeah, been there. Did we hand in the Jagged White stuff yet? Maybe, I don't remember actually. I didn't find Dahlia in the Mountain Deeps, oh well. That's not actually not too important. I mean, as I said last time, right, she dies anyway, so... Oh yeah, we gotta kill Carouse. I didn't kill Carouse yet, so I'm actually not quite done with the Act 3 yet, eh? Okay. Yeah, I might have to like split this one up to like 3 parts. We'll see. Yeah, gotta do like Ryer's Mill, Dark Vale, all that kind of stuff. Here, let's do that. Yo, Megami, Nereus, welcome guys. And I did have to put some more points in Steel Resolve, right? Yeah, I did like take out some points from the Ignition as well as the Order of Censor itself to like, well, have acceptable chaos resistance for this act, or like the Blood Grove and beyond part of the game. Do I have any like skill left here to press? Not really, right? I removed my fireball that I had, yeah, because I needed the dual imbued silver to like, get decent chaos res. I mean, you could like put the box or Kalastor here, doesn't really matter all too much. Whichever you prefer. Probably better to put the Kalastor here. But yeah, from pretty much like starting now, I should be kind of stomping the game, to be honest. And if you wanted to, you could even like move over to Veteran if you want. That is actually a possibility, I would say, from now on. We still have one more monster frequent to go, right? We still have the shield that will add another like +1 projectile to the skull to go. I'm not sure if like +1 projectile is even that much better compared to like a lot of lightning damage at this point in the game at least. But eventually +1 projectile will be way better, because there's going to be like no other way to get another projectile, while there's like many ways to get more lightning damage. For example from Devotions, right? Yo, Get the Brain, welcome. How you doing? I don't know if this was always the case, but at least right now Ignition is also fully converted to lightning. I think that was like different at some point in the past, because it's kind of like a skill tacked on a skill. Not sure, but no. Anyway, now it works, like now it's fully converted. Would I get to playtest Fangs of Astikarn before release? I am already a playtester for Fangs of Astikarn, and I'm allowed to stream anything regarding the like Berserker class at least. But not like the new act or like any of that content. Anything that's like a story spoiler I'm basically not allowed to show. But anything like balance or items or like class related I can show. And if you check out my like videos on YouTube, there are a couple of videos where I spoiler some of the items, which are, well, probably gonna change like a bit until actual full release, and also the class in its first iteration, which also has like changed slightly actually since then. Got a question regarding the top 20 builds of the forum. The Korva Trickster, actually we gotta like pay attention to this guy real quick, because like when Zarya has her curse on you and she spawns the crystals, you might actually die to that unless you kill the crystals fast or you like move away from the crystals. In my case I had enough damage to just kill her before the crystals were spawned. The Korva Trickster has a stat distribution, I can't read, stat distribution of 76 physique and 40 cunning. Shouldn't be like spirit instead of cunning. Usually yes, but also you want like enough offensive ability. So maybe the build was like struggling to get offensive ability without the cunning. I really don't like cunning that much on a like on a magical damage build, like Korva is as well. So yeah, I would say it's not quite ideal, but maybe because of the items or other stuff that they were using, they had to put more points in cunning for offensive ability, which in my opinion is not necessarily ideal, but I mean, I'm pretty sure they used like pretty good gear when they made like that build, so I don't know. I mean, if you can somehow like get like more offensive ability than they did, then you can pull out the points from cunning and put them in spirit instead, yeah. Also, yeah, Korva has high crit chance, I mean crit damage rather, so you do want like high crit chance. And yeah, I guess because of that, it's probably more important to crit more of them than to have like a bit more like the magic damage. That probably is why as well, yeah. Yeah, good point, more day, welcome on by the way. Yo, Theos, hello. Already played new acts? Maybe, maybe not. Who knows? Who knows? Aristocracy. I mean, you could have become a playtester yourself if you really wanted to, right? There was like an option to at least apply to become a playtester. That doesn't necessarily mean that you would have actually gotten access, but like maybe, right? Yeah, New Tech, thanks so much for the prime. Appreciate the support. Welcome into the Bloomers. Welcome, welcome. Meanwhile, we're fighting Karaz here, right? I mean, Karaz is currently, I think, in need of a buff. He just died. I don't know, this boss is too easy. Anyway, yeah. You just kill the guy and then you move on, right? If you need to mention 3 things, why do you prefer Grim Dawn over other RPGs? What would be those? 3 things. I think it is I don't know, like it just feels good to play in my opinion. It hits the right spot between being like not too fast and not too crazy with the visual effects like PoE 1 for example. But it's not as slow as like some other RPGs, and it's not as grindy actually. I know like some people like to grind a lot, I don't really like that too much. But yeah, it's not as simplistic as Diablo 3 for example, or like any of the Diablo games really. So yeah, I don't know, like it's like the middle sweet spot for me when it comes to that. And then the balance is also like really good. There's an insane build variety. and an insane build viability as well for endgame content, arguably higher than in any other RPG even. Obviously PoE has arguably more builds you can do maybe, but I feel like the power discrepancy between like builds in PoE 1 is like bigger than in Grim Dawn, and thus like I would say on average like more builds are viable for all content in Grim Dawn compared to PoE. Yo, Meatball, welcome, welcome. Kalastor indeed. Rune of Kalastor indeed. I mean, this just like literally rocks the entire game from now on. What skill would I recommend leveling for Asset Sentinel? I would say Dreeksivili for sure. I mean, you can also like use the Ages of Men here later on top, but I don't know. I think Dreeks is just like very, very good right now. Like Dreeksivili is arguably one of, if not the best way to level an occultist right now, I think. And I mean, it's acid damage by default, mostly, so it fits Poison Sentinel really, really well. Or like Acid Sentinel. Soiled Trousers is one of the plus things for Grim Dawn, like why it's better than anything else. I mean, one of the other things with Grim Dawn is that it's balanced around solo self found, at least that's like a very nice thing for me personally. You don't have to trade with other people, I mean you can if you want. But I mean, I wouldn't really say multiplayer is a forte of this game anyway. Like, multiplayer is kind of... I mean, like, it does exist and it can work, but it doesn't, like, work properly for everybody and there's no, like, actual servers and so on. But yeah, the game's, like, balanced around sort of self-found. And you can clear all content yourself if you, like, know what you're doing and how to do it. It's very hardcore friendly too, I would say. But obviously hardcore does require a lot more game knowledge than softcore. And the things with like seasons or no seasons, I guess it's like a bonus for some, a negative for others, right? This game has no official seasons, like no official servers, so you can like just play your old characters forever if you want to. Which is a positive for some, a negative for some others. But if you would like to have a seasonal experience on top, then there's still like the community seasons, which are, in my opinion, like very, very good. I mean, obviously not the same as like an actual official online season, but the closest thing that you can get. Is Grim Dawn good or bad for endgame? Or do you mean this build? Rune of Kalastor. I mean, Rune of Kalastor in general, I think, works all the way to endgame. It's maybe not necessarily the best skill in the endgame, but that's really not something you care about on a beginner build, because you're gonna like need gear for like the best endgame builds anyway, right? But Rune of Kalastor can pretty much do everything, right? Like, because even endgame you can just like put down runes and like hide around in circles all the time. It might not be the fastest necessarily for endgame, but it's like very, very, very good all the way to endgame. You got a global effigy. Honestly, this already has like lightning damage, and you get lightning damage affix up top, so this would be very, very good for Rune of Kalastor, to be honest. For lightning Rune of Kalastor at least. So you could use this at level 35. The question is gonna be like, is it better or worse than the shield? At least at this level, because later on the shield is better anyway, but yeah. The crab turtle guide can do everything for Rune of Kalastor? Yeah, that's true. I guess, yeah. And it's a very, very good like leveling build that also like transitions really well into a proper budget build too. This is another option, to be honest. This also has lots of lightning damage. If you get a like of thunder or of fallen skies and so on, like suffix here for this offhand as well. Arguably actually even better, because you also get like +2 to lightning tether, which is an Inquisitor skill. Yeah, let's just use this right away, I think. Seems a lot better, like, really nice. Really tanky because of the seal as well, endgame. Yeah, the seal makes you tanky against all content except for like the hardest hitting physical attacks, right? But it does push you like, or like does carry like a very, very long way, that's true. Okay, I think I'm full anyway. With torn greaves. I kinda don't wanna change my pants, boots, to be honest. Yeah, that's why I'm saying, like, we're not gonna use this offhand for all too long. Like, until we get the shield, basically. The thing is, at this level, like, 100 lightning damage is still a lot of damage. Right, it puts you, like, from basically ×3, no, like, from ×4 to ×5, which is like a 25-ish multiplicative increase. This has 5 projectiles, so like from 5 to 6 would be only like 20% multiplicative increase. So I think right now, lightning damage is actually even better. Unless we get lightning damage effects on the shield, but it's like a fire base, I think, so it's not that likely. But of course later on, once you get like more global percent lightning damage, then it's like way, way better to play the shield, of course. Actually, also I get damage from the red, right? Which, so... yeah, I guess it's already like about the same / slightly better to use the shield now. I mean, once you find one, right, you should like use it for sure. Thunderstruck of Alacrity prefix on this. Is this better? Not really, right? No. It has less percent damage, so it's actually better. Better, I mean worse, even though it says it's a DPS increase. But the DPS for runes... I mean... this is like default attack DPS, right? This is what this shows. It doesn't show the DPS of the rune. Like, the whole DPS thing kinda doesn't work for runes. Unfortunately, that's just kind of how it is. Ciala, welcome, welcome. Gotta get back into Grim Dawn, get yourself prepped for fangs. Nice, nice, nice. Can't wait for Ascended Soil Trousers. That might be a thing at some point, yeah, who knows. Okay, I think my plan last time was like to go for crab, right? One thing you could also like still aim for is the triple tier 3 stuff with like Spear, Ultos and Korvac. Which probably still is good, it's like slightly nerfed compared to what it was before. I think like having Tempest and Crab is usually better now than like Spear or Korvac. But both like variants can be very good, to be fair. Kind of would have to like test the waters a bit more right now about that. But yeah, until then, it's if you're playing hardcore, right, like Throne is really nice. Otherwise, you could also like play Owl if you want like purples. I'm gonna go for those to get the crab for now, and then like probably spec out of crab later. I mean, spec out of the Throne later. Or just go like for the triple tier 3 setup, that also works. What am I doing here? I just need to go back, right? Do I want to use the Goddess Ring? Of Alacrity and Starward is really not that good, is it? Could be a lot better. Bear Scare, welcome back, welcome back. Appreciate 18 months, welcome back, welcome back. Are blueprints shared between softcore and hardcore? No, they're not. You have to, like, they're like separate. Separate files. Separate progression. The first day, one character with one class only, reaching homestead before doing main quest. You met the warden when you reached level 30, so what? Wait, did you go, like, you repaired the bridge before killing the warden, I guess, right? I mean, that's something you can do. It's not always really that helpful though, but yeah, you can do it if you want. Each character? No, not each character, but... Like all softcore characters share the blueprints and all hardcore characters share their blueprints, right? Next time you play Rune of Kalastor, you want to play the poison variant from the season mod? Yeah, that's pretty good too. Especially on like, yeah, Paladin, for example. on that one, you can even play like both runes, right? You can like play Rune of Kalastor and Rune of Hagurat together, actually. Let's go and gather this essence over at the Stonard Quarry? Question mark? Which, I don't know why it's not like marked in the map, but it's over here. Crab did it as a Deceiver in Season 6? Yeah, you can do Deceiver or Paladin. I played it as a Paladin, I think, in Season 3 or 4. I think both work pretty well. You wanna go to base game? Oh, okay. I mean, I would treat the base game as like a nice paid demo, right? Like, the base game has only like max level 85 and so on, right? So what I usually recommend people is to, well, if they like the base game, right? If they play it until like, I don't know, like level 40, 50, or basically if they like got to Tomb of the Watcher and like killed the boss in there, right? Like once they like completed all of the content on normal, and if you like the game, they should like try to buy the expansions ASAP, in my opinion, because they really do round out the experience very well, and they make the game feel actually complete, I think. Especially Ashes. Like, Ashes of Mammoth is like the first expansion, right? And to me, Grim Dawn always feels like a demo without Ashes. With Ashes, it's like the actual full game. And then Pangs of Ostakarn is a very nice expansion on top of that.
Ah, I've been expecting you, human.
Melanie loves capybaras. Thanks for the prime. Welcome on, welcome on. Appreciate the support. This boss can Sunder, but I mean, on normal difficulty, I don't know. I feel like they could like make Sunder matter a bit more normal. Because I think right now, like, people don't... Do they really like learn that you should like dodge Sunder attacks? I feel like you don't learn that until like Ultimate. I don't know. Can't wait for the new expansion. Yeah, same. How important is defensive ability these days? Obviously always needed for hit and crit, but stay mandatory still. So there was like a couple of patches where DA was not very important actually. But right now it became more important, like it got buffed again. So it's kind of like as important as it used to be again. There were just like a couple of patches in between where it wasn't as important, but now it's kind of important again, yeah. How do you dodge Loker Sunder? He has it on default attacks now. I mean, you can like circle around him, right? Or you can try to at least like not get hit by the waves that come back, right? You can also play around the stairs in the arena, right? Some of the stairs can actually like block his projectiles. Actually, no, they can't anymore, right? They actually fixed that. Oh shit, Holokar became even harder now, right? Yeah, I gotta like fight him again soon. I don't know if I fought him like since they fixed the projectiles not getting consumed by stairs anymore. Yeah, he actually got harder again. Interesting. I mean, he should still be like comparatively easy to like other Celestials. Maybe like obviously Bourbon clones being the easiest. But it's interesting. Is there a way to have more than 22 characters in single player? 22 characters is your limit. Wait, what? Is that due to Cloud Stash or like Cloud saves? I think my main has like 50 characters in like one save file, so... Or like in one like account, kind of. In one save folder. I'm pretty sure I don't have a 22 character limit. Do you think the whole FoA thing is for the past? I mean, you need like some way of like determine like whether or not you're critting or hitting enemies, I think. I think it's interesting, actually. It's not very intuitive, that's true, but I think it's interesting. So I don't think it should go, but... It depends what you want ARPGs to be, right? If you want ARPGs to be like super casual games that you can just like play right away with like while turning your brain off, then I guess it should go. I like ARPGs because they are a little bit more complicated than just that. That's also why I think Diablo 3 and 4 are just boring. But it's kind of like subjective, I guess, different tastes, right? I also think the OADA system is a bit more interesting, or creative at least, compared to just having crit chance and like always having the same crit chance against everything. Torrents over CRI. That's gonna be more damage. It's like slightly more damage. Sorry, my voice is kind of scuffed today. Oh shit. Is there a good place to farm Celestial Lotuses? Don't the Nemesis have like a good chance to drop them now? Yeah, this guy died way too fast. I mean, I think Lucius also needs a HP buff, kind of like Karos, to be fair. PoE attacks need accuracy, but spells don't. Yeah, it's true. I mean, the whole accuracy thing is a little weird in PoE in my opinion, but... It's also, again, I think, more interesting to have accuracy than to not have accuracy in PoE. And Grim Dawn is a bit more streamlined. I don't know if that's better or worse. I guess it's a bit less complicated. But also in in Grim Dawn there's not really like a actual distinction between spells and attack in the same way as there is in PoE. In Grim Dawn you have skills that scale with casting speed or skills that scale with attack speed. And you could like call one of them attacks and the other one spells. But then there's also weapon damage, right? And there are skills that scale with casting speed but have weapon damage. And there are skills that scale with attack speed but don't have weapon damage, maybe? I don't think so actually, but I mean that theoretically could be, so... It's more like you have a distinction between like casting and attack speed based skills, and then like does the skill have weapon damage on top or not. And the weapon damage on top or not thing can also be changed via items, right? Like some items can give you weapon damage to skills that normally don't have weapon damage. Hopefully we'll get Fangs of Astakarn before we all get drafted for World War 3. I mean, I sure hope so too. Also, hopefully before GTA 6, right? For late game HDA, what you say is at least required to not get one-tapped by a Celestial boss crit? I think the very bare minimum is like 2,800. I think every point up to like 3,000 is always worth to get. And then everything above 3,000 is, well, less important, I would say. Like the more DA you have, the more like diminishing returns you have. Unless I think there's like one other threshold that's like very, very high up, and after that threshold DA becomes like more valuable again, but I think pretty much no build plays around that like second threshold that I just mentioned. I don't think that's like usually worth building around. You're done with Norman and your Raptor Sentinel, but you're feeling like trying something else, not sure what to do. I mean, that's kind of like entirely up to you, man. Right? Like, just play whatever you feel like playing. Let's drop a portal here, because we want to go like in here later, but we don't want to like walk all the way back, like, or out of the crypt again. How many blue items will we get to ascend? Only some, half, most? It's not all, that's all I know. I think all new blue items that they're gonna create will have a ascended version, so all new ones will have a ascension, like ascended version, but not all of the old ones. Overall, I would say probably at least half, maybe like around half. Or like around half, I don't know. I don't know though. But it should be a lot of them, like at least like half, I think. We'll see. I might have more information closer to release, but right now I don't know. Need to keep blues in stash. I mean, if you want the legendary ascended version of it, I guess. I mean, I hope they make the loot filter better. I hope they make the in-game stash bigger. But if, I mean, it's never gonna be big enough, right? You would always, if you want to hoard like every single item in the game, require to use like stashing third-party tools like Rune Item Assistant, right? Yo, thanks for lurking, Siala. Thanks for watching, and good night if you fade away. Fade away into the dreams. When is the second gonna be released? The only thing we know is this year. I mean, if I had to guess, I would say maybe in May, but maybe not, who knows, right? Tomorrow, hooray! Yeah. Gonna be released tomorrow. Tomorrow, guys. Mark it in your calendar now. Tomorrow. Welcome, Tyler. We'll never get bigger stash, people have been asking for years. I mean, we've gotten actually like bigger stash every single expansion, right? But it was always like only one tab more, which is kind of nothing. I mean, it is bigger technically, but yeah. When PoE 2.26 comes out, maybe, who knows? Yeah, it's actually gonna be interesting which one comes out first. Is the PoE 2.26 gonna be the one with the like new ascendancies, or is that like another one? Because that new ascendancy event kind of felt like it's only gonna be like a 1 month event for some reason. I don't know why they are doing it like that, but it seems a bit weird to me. The Bloodlord's weapon with Order of Censure buff. Bloodlord's weapon. I mean, we're gonna fight him, right? Is that actually good for lightning? Let's see. Target area for Aura of Censure. I mean, it's like better if you play fire, right? For lightning, it's not actually that good. But yeah, it's fine for fire, for sure. True. Yeah, it's good for fire. I'll give you that, for sure. It's good for fire. Yo, welcome in. Goichino crate. Yeah, you can like run Storm Stripes or like anything that has like % lightning damage. Even this Crafted Scepter is kind of good for now, like Wand. I don't need any of those, do I? Maybe I'll just like play Log's Shoulders once we defeat the Logorian. Actually, this was like slightly better, right? 1% more CDR and like 7 more lightning damage. And that execute damage has increased duration. Which is, I guess, not that important right now, but it's pretty decent. Okay, sell all the scrap. Mage Storm of the Eagle. I mean, that's lightning damage. It's also better resistances and also better stats, to be fair. Inquisitor Seal. Inquisitor Seal plus 2 bonuses are gonna be pretty nice later on, I think. Purging is a kind of nice, like, poisonous suffix, I'm gonna say. Fire Cold. I mean, it's not really better, is it? No. What about Boots? Final March is really, really good for damage. This is all bad. Okay. Is this one better? No, right? I mean... It has less CDR and it doesn't have +2 lightning tether. But it's kind of close actually. Herald's Jacket is usable. For sure. Current Jacket gave me physique though. Because of Ancient Armor Plate. 18 physique. I can fix that. It's not too hard to fix that. We're not gonna need this. Okay.
See you around.
Do I have another Ancient Armor Plating right now? I do. And now I need like 2 more points of physique probably. There we go. Okay. In the league you could play the Lightning Aura. True. I mean, the Community League has a lot more interesting monster frequencies for basically any build, right? $75 brass. Okay, let's go to the Necropolis.
Took you long enough. The cult of it appears that the ritual is...
Okay, 1 more point here. Let's go with 2 more in Vigor. I should like press this button ASAP though. Yeah, the Grim Dawn patches 1.2.04 and 1.2.05 were just hotfixes basically. Any updates regarding the DLC? It's gonna happen this year. Maybe tomorrow, maybe on Christmas, who knows. Maybe in May, right? Maybe in May. But I don't know exactly when, at least not yet. Maybe the Grimmest Adventurer next week is gonna give us more insights, right? Tomorrow this year. Did like 1 rune... Runes are already like busted for totems, right? You could like pre-stack more than just 1 or 2 runes. But like 1 rune already like kills the entire totem right now, or like maybe 2. It's kind of crazy. It's ready when it's ready, yeah. That's all we know. They're taking longer than expected, but who isn't nowadays, right? Everybody's a lazy fuck. Literally everybody, right? Everybody's a lazy developer. Yeah, you can pre-stack, but like a normal difficulty, you really don't need to do that. Once you get to Ultimate and you wanna like start farming some like totems for like endgame gear at like level 90 plus. Yeah, it's like really comfortable to like pre-stack runes for totems. Like especially when your gear is still shitty and you can't like tank all the totems well yet. Which if you build properly, then you should be able to anyway, but you made a mistake of going blind into a fresh account with Acid Hour Reckoning Dervish. Yeah, I mean you can play Rift Scourge Slicers, I guess. But ideally you also want like some elemental to acid conversion, right? I mean, I would just like level up the Scorpion weapons as a Dervish and like play melee RF, like Righteous Fervor with weapon pool skills instead. I don't think our Reckoning is, like, at least not on Dervish, like that good until you get endgame gear for it. But that might not have been what you wanted to play, right?
Good, you're back.
Yo, Loki, thanks for the 60 months. Welcome back, welcome back. Feels Blom. Feels Blom indeed. I'm gonna do RF just to fire. You mean our Reckoning? Yeah, you can play Fire Our Reckoning, I think. That's fine. With like Rift Scourge Slicers, for example. That's fine even as a Dervish. I mean, it's not as good as like the ideal class for that, but you can do that until you get the acid gear, yeah. He just dies to the rune instantly. What is this? He just dies. Yeah, they're not only adding a new act and a new class, they're actually adding like lots of new like functionality to their engine. Like, for example, shapeshifting didn't exist, it wasn't supported in the engine before, but now it is. Or like now it will be with Wings of Astakarn. Like the evade that we have right now already, right? That doesn't exist. And then the whole like Ascension Altar kind of thing, which basically makes you able to customize endgame to your liking. Like all of the endgame to your liking. That didn't exist before either. And honestly, I think like Ascension Altar and like the system behind that is probably like more work, but also ultimately more reward for us players, or like more like content long-term wise for us players than the act or the class even. Yeah. And then like what modders can use all of those new systems as well to create even more content too if they want to, right? It's kind of nice. So we could, I don't know, like look forward to maybe like another 5 years of more Grim Dawn content. Who knows, right? Who knows? I mean, as long as people show interest in the game and it's like worth it and fun for modders to support making more content for the game, or like the developers themselves maybe even. There's gonna be more content, right? Oops. Alright. The Logorian, I mean, just place down runes and it's gonna die. You have to place the runes like in front of it, right? I think. Like if you click on the boss, does it actually work if you press on the boss? I don't think so. It's maybe like a little weird. At least I'm not sure actually, because like you don't see the projectiles if you like put the runes on the boss itself. This chest always is gonna give you like Logorian's Mantle. Where is it? Logorian's Corruption, and well, you can always have some good affixes on top. The prefix sucks for my build, the suffix is just HP, which is nice. It's a lot of HP. And then it has like implicit stats like OA, DA, and physical resistance, which are also really good. But yeah, I would have liked it to be a little bit better than what I got. Oh well. Yeah, global conversion on shapeshifting is pretty crazy. And also if you get like an item that gives you global conversion to a shapeshifting form, that also, well, enables new stuff, right? For example, there's an item that converts all of the code and pierce damage on Raven to lightning, which I think is pretty crazy.
Excuse my father and I were. I'll give you a good price on what I've got left.
Flamebrand would also be a good one-ender if you play like fire, to be honest, because Flamebrand has like a proc with fire resistance reduction on it. Why does it have Aether too? Like, it has no Aether damage, what the fuck? What is this Aether resistance reduction doing on Flamebrand? It's kind of weird. Okay, completing this quest is always gonna give you like one legendary, right? And I guess in this case we were unlucky, because the one we got is useless. At least for this build. This would be the second piece for the Herald set, but, well, we can't use it because we need to play this helmet here. Will of Fate. It's a really weird item. This weapon is really good if you play fire runes. If you play lightning like I am right now, then yeah. I don't think it's that good then. Okay, you gotta do a couple of things here. You can be friendly with her or kill her. It actually doesn't matter all too much, to be fair. But the spell at least it doesn't matter too much. She can drop some pretty nice pants. Potentially. Yeah, I mean these are pretty nice actually. Even has lightning damage. And plus 3 to Arcane Empowerment, which will be the skill from the seal, which is a skill you should probably like, start using right now. Like right about now as well. Literal Lord of Change builds incoming with Fangs of Asakarn. Yeah, true. You can just shapeshift into Siege, right? Have I fought the new super bosses yet? I have personally not, no. I've been playing the Oppressive for the last few days based on your Rhythmic build and feel so much better than dual wield range Purifier through the entire leveling process, really. I think Purifier should be a lot better now than it used to be, but Rhythmic might still be better, to be fair. Yeah, I haven't played Purifier for quite a long time, so... She can drop her pants. She indeed can. She even has like 2 different ones that you can collect. Oops. Isn't it bad for reputation to kill her? I mean, it's bad for her reputation, yeah. It's very bad for this reputation, because they're literally gonna be like your enemies now. But it's actually good for Black Legion reputation, yeah. And this is one of the factions that you, well, can skip, like you don't necessarily need it. It's a lot less important than I would say Barrowholm is. I mean, you can also... fuck. You can also be hostile with Barrowholm, but I think usually being hostile with Barrowholm isn't that good. I think they introduced some more reasons to side with Barrowholm now. Like the last altar in the dungeon, for example, has better drops, I think, now. So being hostile with Barrowholm is, it's better than it used to be. But not having access to their augments can be kind of scary. I guess with Fangs of Asakarn it's gonna be less important to have access to their augments, so it might be, who knows, like maybe the new meta to be hostile with them, and thanks Bustacorn. Yo, Magaper, allo, Xenonic, allo. Well, one guys. Magaper is here, Monk. Hide your Twitch clips that you're always posting to Discord, guys. Hide your Discord rip clips. Serenity, Ravager's Eye, Arcanum Dust. Yeah, true. That was like a setup I used a lot in the past to, yeah, just like play like safe. Ravager's Eye for HP and DA. Serenity for like a Circuit Breaker and HP and +1 all skills. Arcanum Dust for like Elemental, Res, DA and all damage, I think. When in doubt, Serenity out, yeah. How do you craft Serenity? Yo, Tom Lennon, welcome. Finally. Is it updated? I actually don't think so, I don't know. Is it easier to craft now? Might be, right? Might be easier now. To be fair, like, Serenity was never, like, that hard to craft. You want to go in here, I think, on this difficulty, but maybe we kill this guy first. Archon. You'll die today. This guy can deal, like, some decent damage from ultimate, actually, if you go here, like, with garbage gear, right? Fortress, Citadel, Serenity. Oh, they definitely changed that then. It used to be meditation that you needed for Serenity. Like, it used to be another tier 3. It was definitely not Citadel, but like meditation, I think. $15 Wendigo Spirits. Yeah, it might have been like more in the past actually as well. I mean, most of the crafting recipes got a lot cheaper over the years. You're level 48 now, just waiting what the next thing is to do. I mean, the next thing probably for you to do is to choose your second mastery, right? And, I mean, you could follow Crab Turtle's guide, to be fair. Crab Turtle has made like a... where the hell is he? Jesus. Yeah, there we go. Right, I mean, this is not like from this patch, but you could check out this, right? This should be still good. But most of the part, like most of the stuff. You could probably like optimize the I think devotions could be slightly different now. But otherwise it's still there. I mean, even those devotions that you see there in the guide are, I think, very solid. Still. Okay, we got the thing here that we wanted. Yeah, for sure. I mean, yeah. It's not necessarily updated for the current patch, but it's still one of the best guides for Rune of Kalastor, I think, like for a starter at least. Like if you don't have endgame gear yet. The craft is much better now, don't need to combine dozens of relic, now just like one straight upgrade path, yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean, it's just gotten easier, a lot easier than before. A lot easier to be fair. Which, well, I don't mind. It is what it is. The most efficient to farm Shadow Ram now. I think the most efficient should still be like 30 to 31. Like the old 75 to 76. I mean, you can do like 35 to 36 too, but that's probably harder. Wait, 35 is not even a checkpoint. It's like 34 to 36. No, 34 to 35 or like 32 to 33, something like that. I think you could do like 32 to 33 as well. I think everything above that is definitely not gonna be worth. Your power breezes on 35. Like 8 minutes left. Okay, but like how long does it take, right? Like people do usually like 30 seconds per shard, right? If they're like farming fast. I mean like 30 seconds per chunk, right? Not shard. I mean it should be more, right? Because I think like 30 seconds per chunk is like what you do when you do 30 to 31. And you like speed farm that. That's like oops, the metric for that, I guess. Okay, I kind of gonna work on the vitality resist still, and it's not max because I don't have soul shards here. Instead, I'm using the corpse dust still, which should change. Yo, Conlan, welcome on. How you doing, man? How's it going? Yeah, it's like 4 to 5 minutes per 2 shards, basically. Yeah. Like for 30 to 31, I think that's like the metric, like 4 to 5 minutes for the entire run. You're playing D4, lol. D4 out of all games. I mean, if it's fun, then that's good, right? Report Captain Reeve. Let's do that real quick. Second mastery to pick with us, it's gonna be Shaman, you think? I mean, you can do Vindicator, I guess, that's fine. You can also definitely do Oathkeeper, like Paladin is pretty good for this too. Actually, should I farm the shield already right now, or later? I don't think it's needed right now. I mean, you could aim for the shield already right now, when you go into, like, the Chaos Rifts, right? But why shield for like +1 projectiles to Kalastor? You can use box offhand as well. I mean, you can too, yeah. Both are fine. I think endgame the Kalastor shield is probably better, right? But right now, like box offhand or even the offhand I have right now is like fine too. It's like about the same, maybe like just slightly worse. Yeah, I mean you want to do the Chthonian shield, not the Order of Censor one. The Order of Censor shield is also fine actually. It's kind of, I mean, It might be better than this. Actually, maybe not. Probably not, because this one has like cooldown reduction and the shield doesn't. Or like only a little bit of CDR. Can Grim Dawn character turn into wolf? I mean, not yet, but very soon. Wake me up when Berserker arrives? Okay, fair enough. A werewolf, right? A werebear wolf, as people have called it. Because it looks kind of like a mix of a wolf and a bear, maybe. Do we do SR after finishing all quests? I don't think SR is really like worth doing until level 100. So I'm not gonna do SR before level 100. I mean, you can do it if you want to, right? But I don't think it's sufficient. Like, I don't think it's worth it. Man, bear, pig. Yeah, that's kind of how the... It's a where man, bear, pig. Werewolf. I don't think it looks that bad, but like people keep saying it looks like a bear rather than a wolf. I mean, not everybody, but like some people. Okay, I could like invest into the seal, I guess. Or just like 10 points here maybe for now. Okay. Are there any significant improvements / changes you would make on your ranged Promise Strike Druid in these recent patch notes? To be fair, the gun even has pass-through now, so it's... You can literally play the same, it's just even better than before. Right? Yeah, I don't know, I think it just straight up got buffed. For the most part. Looks like a buff rat. A were rat. Were rat. I mean, were rat is kind of cool though. Were rat and the were raven. If you play like Acid Werewolf, it has like actual like were rat vibes, I guess. Roomy town, a roomy town. Loeth Solael, Loeth Bismiel. Something something with Ukraine or something like that, I don't know, I don't remember. Should like watch it again at some point. It's been a while that I've watched that. Ataxeru. Do you guys think Fates of Asakon is gonna have a like a cinematic? There's a totem spawn near right side of Homestead, which often spawns obsidian giants. Good place to farm it. True, I guess. Crate can afford that. I don't know, didn't they like make good money with Grim Dawn? You wish Fangs would release on LE season, so LE season gets even more fucked. I mean, it's not gonna happen, right? Like, LE season is gonna, like, maybe compete with PoE 2, like 0.2 pals, right? Whenever that's gonna happen, but I don't think there's gonna be, like, any other release around the same time. You open on this, welcome, welcome. Actually, when do you guys think, like, PoE 0.2 is gonna release? Or did I smoke to think that LA competes with PoE 2? I mean, the endgame is basically the same, right? But other than that, of course, like PoE2 is a lot more polished. Even now. The balance is like dog shit in both games. If you want like actual balance, then I don't know. I think even PoE1 is better right now than both of those games. When the Blizzard, oh, the Bizarre 1 month event ends. When does that even start? Did they say when that starts? Ellie's released, that's the I mean, yeah. Release thread with no finished campaign, not having all skills. Like, what the fuck, man? Last Epoch season will be played, it's a yearly event, can't miss that. That's true, like 1 season per year. Yeah. To be fair, I'll probably play like season 2 of Ellie 2. Like, why not, right? Maybe it's gonna be fun, maybe it's gonna be good. Like unless PoE2 0.2 releases like literally the same week, then I don't think there's gonna be like any other release that's like more important for me anyway around that time. Because yeah, I mean, Fangs of Ostakarn is no way gonna like happen early April, I think. It's like no way. Kakadu lover, welcome. Rusty Dark has like a hate boner in Elia, which I can understand to a certain extent. I don't think the game is quite as bad as he thinks it is. I think Elia is a decent game, all things considered. I'm always a boss. There's just like many things that are frustrating about the game in my opinion, because like the dev cycle is so fucking slow, like it's not even funny. And yeah, I don't know, like trade is... I mean, which game is trade not scuffed though? Like, I feel like trade is almost always scuffed in RPGs. Like in PoE2 it was like scuffed as well, right? Dev cycle is slow. Dev cycle slow is okay, but dev's not fixing the game is not okay. I mean, it's not only slow, right? But it's slow and they're not doing enough, right? I mean, they literally just would need like one guy to like at least do balance, but they're not even doing that, which is weird in my opinion. Really like the idea of a trade guild and SSF guild. Yeah, I like that too. Like, I think LA is a lot more like fun for solo self found than PoE 1 and 2 is actually because of that. I think it's a good idea. I mean, I guess like trade is arguably more scuffed, but I don't know. I don't really need trade. I don't play trade that much myself, so I mean, of course, I can't say like the problem doesn't exist just because I don't play trade, but I guess it doesn't affect me that much. Oh yeah, we maxed out these now. Very nice. What does LA have trade for in LA that game's super generous with drops anyway? Compared to PoE, 100%, yeah. Diablo 3 trade. Yeah. How do you still manage to keep interest? The same leveling runs, always repeating the same stuff, same maps, quests, everything. Honestly, the main reason is streaming and creating guides for you guys, and also, like, I don't know, being a modder for the game myself. If I was just playing the game without streaming, without making guides, without doing modding work for the game as well, I would probably not play as much Grim Dawn as I am right now. And especially not do as many like fresh start runs. Like that would just not happen, I think. Like not so often at least. But I do want to upgrade, like update my, like all of my leveling guides basically for Fangs of Ostakarn, and I also like to be thorough with my content, so this is kind of a necessity to do. Right? If I want to do proper content for this game, then I need to be doing what I'm doing right now. And that's fine. Because at least I'm not doing this all on my own, right? At least I can do this while talking to you guys and like streaming as well. Fat, great paychecks. I wish. To be fair, they did like support our community leagues a little bit, which is very nice, very, very cool to have like official, like an official tap on the shoulder, right? In the form of actual support, like actual monetary support as well. That's pretty cool. But yeah, otherwise, I wish. There's gonna be new potions in the game. Am I using them? There's not any new potions yet in the game. There's gonna be a new potion modifying system coming with Fangs of Ostakarn. Which, well, yeah, is later this year, right? We don't know when exactly though yet. But yeah, you will be able to customize your potions, like these HP and energy potions. Kind of like craft them, similar to how you can craft on potions in Path of Exile, right? Well, like a Grim Dawn style version of that, I guess. Let's put 4 points in Deadly Aim, and then I think we're gonna start finally getting Inquisitor's Seal, maybe. We're a bit modded D2 player, or... the first time I played Diablo 2 was in 2021 or 20, yeah, I think 21. And I don't know, I mean, I can see why it was a good game like 20 years ago, but I think Diablo 2 is shit compared to Grim Dawn in the current year at least. I mean, we're gonna play this weapon, right? Like, this weapon has more lightning damage compared to our Adept's Wand of Thunder. So that's a kind of nice upgrade here. Also has Aether Rest, right? Like, don't get me wrong, right? Like, Diablo 2 was good like in the 1990s. But in the current year, I don't know. I just couldn't, like... I played it like shortly before the remaster came out, like I played the original. And... because I was like basically debating whether or not I should buy it, right? Whether or not I should like buy the remaster. But I decided against it because, I don't know, it just couldn't compare to Grim Dawn for me personally. Even though like many people say, yeah, but like the grind and like the progression system is so good on the Diablo 2, it's like better than any other RPG. Maybe. For me personally, it's actually a little bit too grindy, I think. Like, I like these kind of games more because of their systems and so on. And actually, I don't like the actual, like, grind mindlessly part all that much. So, I mean, if you like that part, then obviously you're gonna like Diablo 2, right? But that being like the only thing that's better than Grim Dawn is actually more like a negative for me, actually, not a positive. Best part of PoE2 is that Enigma from D2 is in PoE2. Yeah, I think that's also right, like, some people say that's a good thing. I think it's shit, but... I mean, it is what it is. Then again, I don't mind it existing, I guess. Because I'm not gonna play Enigma away in PoE2 anyway. D2's character development, step 1, create a Sork, step 2, farm for Enigma with her, yeah. I don't know, like Diablo 2 seems... It's an old game, right? And old games most of the time had actual like garbage balance, right? What fun melee builds can you recommend for pathological caster summoner? I mean... if you want to have some like bros around you, right? If you want to have like some summons around you while you play a melee build, you can play a Dervish, right? Like Dervish has Blade Spirits and Guardians of Imperium. Like as a Dervish, for example, dual wield melee. It's a good build, and you can have like some pets around you on top, I guess. Or Blood Knight, yeah. I mean, if you have like the Blood Knight set, right, you could play like a Blood Knight Death Knight or Blood Knight Rituals, for example. That's also very... It kind of feels like a pet build, but it's not, it's just melee. But you have like lots of pets around you. So maybe you're gonna like that. My top 3 ARPGs, mine. Wolves and the Mortal and Chaos Bane, what the hell. My top 3 RPGs right now is... I mean, obviously Grim Dawn, right? Then PoE 2 somewhere there as well. Not sure if like in second or third place. I mean, always... Okay, like if you go with like more objective, then I guess PoE 1 would have to be there as well, but... I don't know. Like, I can see people being like PoE 1, greater Grim Dawn, greater PoE 2, for example, right? I can totally see that. But for me personally, like, PoE 1 is just not that much fun for some reason. I don't know, I think PoE 2 is better than PoE 1 right now. Already. Which, like, when it comes to all the content, that's probably, like, almost impossible to believe objectively. But yeah, for me it's, like, when it comes to fun, having fun in those games, it's... And like what games I enjoy the most, it's probably Grim Dawn number 1, PoE 2 number 2, and Last Epoch number 3. And PoE 1 is like number 5 or something like that. But that's like the fun about like subjective ratings, right? Like I just don't like playing PoE 1 that much. I mean, I think the systems are pretty cool, but I just don't like playing it that much. I actually like playing PoE 2 more than PoE 1, like a lot more. Even with its like slow and clunkier gameplay. But then again, like endgame maps. I mean, endgame is like once you get to like,
Good,
I don't know, Herald of Ice setups and so on, it's kind of boring again to me personally. Shazwa, thanks for the Prime. Welcome back. Appreciate 9 months. Welcome back. Welcome back. A Ugdum Bloom baby. Endgame in PoE 2 doesn't exist. Yeah, it's. I mean, it does exist. It's kind of shit though. Yeah. The problem with Diablo 2 is the rune word system, really. It's not like what some people think is actually interesting, but maybe it's interesting in one way, but also restrictive in another way, right? You like PoE 1 play, trade, and blast? Well, maybe that's what you like, that's not what I like. I think that would be boring as hell. Hang on, what the hell is this? Okay. And also, here comes another like thing that's gonna offend like at least half of you guys. I think Diablo 4 is the best Diablo game. But Diablo 4 is still shit right now. But I still think Diablo 4 is better than Diablo 3 and 2 and 1. Diablo 3 better D4? I don't know, man. Diablo 3 is pretty shit too. Like... I'm sure smoking something. That's a really hot take. Yeah. I mean, I think Titan Quest is better than any Diablo game, right? I think Titan Quest is better than Diablo 1, 2, 3, and 4 combined. But also, Titan Quest is like a lot worse than Grim Dawn. D3 dog shit, D2 mother of RPGs. Yeah, but it's like an 80-year-old granny that is basically already in the grave. Like, you can still respect it, but... I mean, as I said before, right? Diablo 2 was a great game in the 90s. Is it worth playing Diablo 2 at least once? I mean, I played it at least once. I did play it once. And then never again. But it was interesting. Like I think Diablo 2 is like a fine game, but also kind of, well, I don't know. Like it's very good for like a 1990s or like 2000 game, right? Yeah, Titan Quest does feel very stiff compared to Grim Dawn. I agree. I think Titan Quest. Yeah, I don't know. Titan Quest 2 is gonna come out this year, right? That's gonna be hopefully a good game. Like, could be potentially a good game. If the devs like don't fuck up, who knows? Really liked Diablo 3 before Reaper of Souls. From there on, it kind of went to the wrong direction. Yeah, I can see that too. Titan Quest 2 doesn't look good to you. Yeah, I don't know, it doesn't look like insane to me either so far. It very much looks like Diablo 3 actually. Like, I think the skill system is pretty much like the runes from Diablo 3, right? I think a bit more interesting though, at least, or like a bit more... Like, you have to do like a little bit more trade-offs. And at least you have a dual class system, which is already also a bit more interesting than what Diablo 3 or like any Diablo has. Based on all the leaks about Titan Quest 2, ... yeah, I don't know. I'm not expecting all too much about TQ2, to be honest. Like, I'm expecting less than for FoA 2, that's for sure. Like, a lot less, because the dev team has, like, no experience with ARPGs at all. They made, like, what, Spellforce or something like that? I think Titan Quest 2 is still gonna be like a fun game to like play through the campaign at least. Grim Dawn would feel a lot more dated if... Yeah, I mean, for sure, right? Definitely. Like, if Crate didn't support the game as much as they do, and they didn't modernize the game, like, every couple of patches, it would also feel, well, way closer to Titan Quest than it does right now. I mean, the first iterations of Grim Dawn kinda felt like Titan Quest, right? And I'm glad, like, Grim Dawn moved away from, or like, well, modernized the game, for sure. The two best games in your opinion are Diablo 2 and Grim Dawn 2? Grim Dawn 1. Grim Dawn 2, man. Maybe next decade, right? Another hot take, Diablo 2. Half of Diablo 2 is hot garbage. Interesting. I've never played it myself, to be fair. I mean, from what I've seen, like, from the skill systems and so on, like, Diablo 2 is not deeper than, like, Diablo 3, actually, right? It's just itemization that's a bit more interesting in Diablo 2 than in Diablo 3. But, like, the skills and, like, skill systems, or, like, the classes is, like, very shallow as well, I think. So, I don't know, like, Path of Exile or Grim Dawn skill systems are, I would say, definitely deeper. And Grim Dawn's, in a way, is not that different. I think the real deep system Grim Dawn has is the devotions, I guess. I mean, once you figure out devotions... I mean, I think, like, even when you figure out devotions, because of, like, how the balance changes sometimes, and, like, how certain things do influence, like, certain builds, even if you're, like, playing the same, like, damage types, you sometimes want to, like, use slightly different devotions, right? I still think the devotion system is definitely, like, one of the best systems in any RPG. I think it's arguably more interesting than the FoE passive skill tree. At least more interesting than PoE2 passive skill tree, I guess, because that one isn't really like fleshed out yet. And I kinda think the PoE2 socket system is not restrictive enough, actually. Like, there's too many skills you can use with too many links, actually. Like, when it comes to that restrictiveness, I think the way PoE1 did it, with like, you have a total amount of sockets, is actually better. Like, I don't like the sockets being on the gear. I think it's a good idea to take rid of that. But having a total limit of sockets is something that PoE2 is missing, and because of that, you're kind of like using certain skills in too many builds. Like Sunder, Totem, or like Hammer of the Gods, but no matter how many sockets, right? You can like always use that just on top, because there's like no restriction to like total socket number, right? And you do have like a total socket number restriction in Grim Dawn, because where skill points are kinda working like that. Right, you can't just like max out all the skills in Grim Dawn. And like 6-linking all skills that you can like equip in PoE2 kind of feels like you had like infinite skill points in Grim Dawn almost. Thanks to the 45 months, Trash Can Man, welcome in, welcome in. Appreciate it. How you doing? Let's put the seal here. We kind of only like have to do it, like use it, put it down against like harder enemies, but might as well also spam it against like trash, who cares? I mean, skill points in PoE2 is, or like Grim Dawn skill points are, it's more like sockets, right, actually? Whereas the passive tree with the skill points is kind of like more like devotions, I guess. Or like the, yeah, I don't know. I mean, the attribute bar down here is also basically part of the passive tree in PoE2. But these crabs drop belts, right? And hopefully the boss here is gonna drop the +1 to all skills to Inquisitor belt, which would be a very nice upgrade here. Hope DLC drops soon. I mean, if I had to guess, I would say maybe in May, right? But I wouldn't expect it earlier than May, personally. Oh, I think we got already one here, right? All of these ghost crabs, especially the elites, or like heroes, are gonna have a decent chance of dropping this belt. Here it is, right? The Ugdenborg Wasteguard. Vigorous of Mending is, I mean, it's HP, sure, like it's not terrible, but it could be better. It has like no resistances, this one. Like no extra ones, at least. How did Rune of Kalastor go in the top left here? What the hell? What even happened there? Cutthroats of the Void. Of the Void is chaos damage. That's really not good for me either, but... It's like both of these are terrible, actually. What the hell? Actually, the first one is less bad. They're both so bad. What the hell? How can they be that bad, man? Okay. And we're getting like +1 to all skills here, which means I do wanna retract 1 point from the Steel Resolve point, actually. 8 to Elemental is so weird. It's actually not. It has like limited usage on this class. It always does at least like convert some of the Aether damage from Arcane Bomb or like from Spear of the Heavens to Elemental. That's kind of nice. And there's like some other like builds where Aether to Elemental can be very interesting that aren't necessarily Inquisitors, but yeah. Nivek Live, welcome. Would you recommend to do all the quests in normal in the first playthrough? Yes. I always recommend you to, like, I would recommend any player who's like somewhat new to the game to always full clear normal, skip elite, and then full clear ultimate. If you full clear normal, you unlock all the factions, right? And you wanna like unlock all the factions kind of like ASAP so that you start gaining reputation with them. Because getting factions to revered is gonna be just as important or arguably even more important than getting to level 100 in this game. Because you can't min-max a character for endgame without being revered with factions. Because you need the augments that you, well, want to use, right, for endgame. Actually, these Vine Rings have +3 to Rune of Kalastor. I didn't even know, but they have like pierce and acid damage. What the hell? That's kind of weird. But maybe we can like still try to squeeze in like 1 or 2 of these rings. These boots, Prismatic of Dreeg's Gaze, for example, has like tons of resistances, right? So, my rings currently give me Pierce Res, and honestly the Veiled Ring is kind of terrible. So, it's mostly Pierce Res that I would be losing here, but I have a decent amount of overcap right now already. And these rings always give you Vitality Resistance by default. And then if you're lucky, you get some more like on this one. If you're like really lucky, you would also get like some lightning damage, but these have Pierce Acid base, so it's gonna be very, very unlikely that you get any lightning damage on these on top. You kinda only need 1 ring, right? Like 1 ring would already like max you out for Rune of Kalastor, or you could like use different boots now, like Dreadnought footpads for example, and then play a second ring, right? And you could still like have Rune of Kalastor maxed out. I think that's what I'm gonna do here. The affixes kinda suck though on all of these, but yeah. Glad you like the YouTube content, Nivek, as well. Welcome, welcome. And yeah, you're welcome. Feel free to ask away anything that you might have some more questions about. Either myself or chat is gonna be usually knowledgeable enough to answer any of your questions. Wayne NF, welcome on. Favorite RPG of all time? Some AAA titles can learn a lot of from this game. Last Epoch does come close though. Yeah. I think Ellie is... I mean, there's many people in here that don't like Ellie. But I personally don't think it's that bad. I mean, Ellie has some issues though, and yeah, I mean, one of the main problems of Ellie is like slow development cycles, to be fair. But Bartos, second playthrough right now. Where do I buy movement augments and Forgotten Gods? You have to go to the faction quartermasters. Right, like the faction shops, they're always called quartermasters. They usually have, there's like 2 different icons on the map. Actually, it's like, wait, is it the same icon now? Didn't they? Wait, didn't the quartermaster used to have like a yellow bag icon? This used to be like yellow, right? And this used to be like, I mean, this is the same icon as before, but these used to be yellow, I think. Anyway, you gotta go to the ones that are called quartermaster, right? Okay, I do want to like upgrade my gloves eventually and also my chest, but the problem is like both of these right now give me poison rest, and I kinda am low in poison rest on this class, so I'll just keep the ones I have for now. I think it's fine.
Come see what's left of my wares.
Yeah. I really don't know like why LE devs are literally streaming every single week when they have like nothing to show, basically. And also I don't know why they're like always putting out timelines when they're never keeping their word with them. Like, I think literally every single timeline they've posted has become different at some point, right? Like they didn't... I think there was not a single timeline that actually got pushed out the way they initially like projected it, right? Like all of them got changed. Not even a single one. I mean, that said, I think like Ellie is a decent game, but they're sure not trying properly to gain people's trust, I feel like, sometimes. Which is sad, because the game is fun. And it could be better if they like literally had one guy like properly balancing their game, I think, as well. I don't know, like Grim Dawn literally has one guy balancing the entire game, and Grim Dawn patches have more balance changes than like an entire release patch of Last Epoch, right? That's just always a little funny to me, I don't know. They announced Wilson 2. Wait, for real? What? No way. It's gotta be a joke, dude. No way they announced Wilson 2. That's like literally impossible. As far as you're concerned, players should be able to play and enjoy what they like without others criticizing their choices. I mean, yeah, that's true. I mean, you can of course like, I mean, you should always, if a game is enjoyable for you to play, right, then if you're having fun, then you're doing the right thing playing that game, right? That's definitely true. Wait, I didn't get all the camps? Oh my god. That's like literally never happened to me. Rescue travelers in northeastern... What? Oh, I missed the guys over here, for real? How? I mean, I literally walked there, right? Did I not rescue them? Apparently I didn't. Again, it constantly needs new content, it's not a good game. Yeah, Last Epoch, I think, should be focusing a little bit more on getting their fundamentals right than... Wait, what? Did they not spawn here? Oh, yeah. Why did I not go all the way here? What the hell am I doing? Like, instead of like making events... I should like remove one point here, by the way. Instead of making events where you fight loot goblins and stuff like that, right, in Ellie, they should just like finish their campaign, for example. At least in my opinion.
You've returned. Oh, find it.
Right, why did she say that? I didn't even get it yet. It's weird. Okay, this is what I'm playing right now. Right, level 41. If you want to take a look. Yeah, criticizing the game isn't criticizing the choice to play it. That's true as well. I mean, yeah. I mean, out of all RPGs that I've been playing, right, like, I have the second most hours in Last Epoch. Like, it's not that I don't like playing the game in general, but I do think that the game could be a lot better. They aren't prioritizing the right things in many patches, in my opinion, as well. But then again, they don't have to do what I'm saying, right? They don't have to do what I think is the correct answer. Maybe it's not. Maybe if they did what I am, like, telling them to do, then the game would be even worse. Who knows, right? Who knows? Refuse to kill you. Or kill her, actually doesn't really matter. I mean, I guess you could like kill her so you have like another boss you could farm for Storm Strife, right? Which is arguably one of the best items to use on this character right now. Do you need to do some quests for this faction to buy movement augment, or you only need to do the very first quest in Forgotten Gods, right? The very first quest where you go to the middle of the map like the middle of the town, and then like do the one quest where you cleanse the rift or something like that. And then after that, he tells you to choose one of the 3 factions, right? And the faction that you choose is gonna give you friendly status immediately, right? The other 2 are gonna stay tolerated, and this one is gonna be friendly, right? For example, on this one I chose Drieg, but I mean you can also like choose Bismiel or choose Soleil. So only the faction that you choose will right away grant you access to their shop, and thus also to the like runes. Eventually you will be able to like use all of them if you like do some more quests, so like get these 2 all the way to friendly as well, which shouldn't like take too long. But yeah, the first one is the only one that you... Like, the one you choose is the one where you get access right away. Right.
You've returned. Now, the altar of
So you can like check out the vendors as well first, and then like see what kind of things they grant you, like they can sell you, and then, well, choose the faction depending on like which movement augment you want to play as well. That's how I usually do it. At least on normal. On ultimate, you should probably choose the faction whose like augments you want the most. Like armor augments, right? Or weapon augments. Ali gets beaten out by Grim Dawn in daily numbers on Steam. Yeah, I mean Grim Dawn is a fundamentally good game, right? They like really try to make the game itself very solid, whereas Ellie is trying a bit too hard to like catch people with like events and stuff like that. It's like a different philosophy, and generally I think you might have to catch people a little bit more with events when you're a live service game like Last Epoch. But I mean ultimately the most important thing for any game should be to just have a good game in the first place, right? Like the game itself needs to be solid and good and also finished, in my opinion. Which nowadays is more often than not a rarity to have an actual finished game, right? That is kind of a rarity nowadays. Grim Dawn is like doing the more classical approach, right? And Grim Dawn could have potentially a bigger player base too if it was like a live service game, right? But then again, it would also be more in competition with games like Path of Exile than it is right now, right? Like right now, people that don't like to play a online-only live service game, right? They will automatically play Grim Dawn over Path of Exile, right? There maybe aren't that many people that prefer that, but there's definitely like a sizable portion of gamers out there that just like to be able to play a game locally on their PC or like on their laptop, on the train, right? Or wherever, right? And you can do that with Grim Dawn, right? You can't really do that with Path of Exile. He's trying this game and totally lost the build how to quest. Welcome on Salty RPG. What do you mean exactly? Like you got lost, like with the quest log, like where to go, like with the map and so on, or? I mean, Grim Dawn is a bit more focused on exploration than some other like modern games where you just have an arrow on the map and you follow the arrow, right? I mean, when you don't know where to go, usually it's just go north, but also, if it's like your first time playing the game, you should kind of like full clear all the maps, like find all the corners of all maps, because there might be some secret somewhere in some corner, and there's many of them. You have no idea what to do when it comes to questing. I mean, when it comes to questing, right, like, just read the quests, right, either here, or you can open up your like quest log over here, and select the quests, and it should like tell you where to go and what to do. I don't think the quests are hard to understand in Grim Dawn, really. But you have to read, right? You have to read more than in other RPGs, that's true. It's a bit more about reading this game than like most other RPGs, that's true. When it comes to the build, I mean, it's kind of like try and error, like try out skills. I don't think like building is much different than like other RPGs. It's just you try out stuff that works or it doesn't work, right? And if you're totally lost and have no idea how to do it, you can always like look up guides, right? I have tons of beginner guides as well. Mostly I would say you wanna try like focusing on 1 or maybe 2 skills for damage and max those out as soon as possible. Like I, for example, I'm playing a Rune of Kalastor build right now. So my Rune of Kalastor build is like the skill is maxed out, at least to 12 points from like putting points there, and then even more points from gear, right? I'm trying to keep every piece of gear that has like bonuses to Rune of Kalastor basically. Right, like these items. And then you start like 1-pointing all your other passes first, and then later on you start like putting more points in your debuff abilities as well, and so on and so on. But the first important thing you need to do is max out your main ability, right? Choose like 1 or 2 abilities, focus on like 1 damage type as well, ideally. Like on 2 is like fine early game too, but like you wanna eventually streamline your damage to like 1 damage type, 1 or maybe 2 damage skills, and then you build on top of that with like passives and debuffs and so on. If you like dot and lightning damage, you can, for example, play what I'm playing right now, right? Like this is a lightning build right here. And the devotions, okay, I gotta say like the devotions are definitely like more complicated. Kind of similar-ish to like maybe Path of Exile, Passive Tree complicated. Some say it's easier, some say it's maybe even harder. I would say it's maybe about this, it's like different. Oh wait, let me actually fight him. Let's see how this build fares against Algrim. Your Emperor commands you to stand, attack. Let's see how this feels against Algrim. I don't really have good healing, but I do have the seal, which makes me tanky right now. And the Rune of Kalastor should be good damage. Yeah. Okay, this is just easy as fuck as well. Yeah, I mean, they buffed Panetti, right? But Panetti is still worse than this, for sure. And Panetti is also worse than Reek's Evil Eye. Yeah, this is super easy on this build. Holy shit. I mean, Seal does make you very tanky. Especially on normal. What is live servers even? Yeah, I mean, the devs have to, I mean, you have to pay for server costs, right, if you're doing a live service game, and server costs are definitely not to be underestimated, to be honest. Like, they are, they can be very high. So they need to constantly make money to be overall like profitable, right? Which is why MTX, for example, or like stash tabs exist in PoE. Like it just makes sense. But yeah. At least you can level penalty now. That's true. At least you can. It is certainly good. Maybe not as good as this, but it's certainly good. Yeah. It used to be just bad in the past. How to rig RNG to give you the content you need. Actually, the vendor in Tomb of the Heretic, right, there's a vendor in that dungeon. And he sells you content blueprints. And you can reset the vendor, right, by going back to the first level in the dungeon, waiting 15 seconds, and then going back into the second level again where the vendor is. And then eventually you should be able to get all 9 content blueprints with like 1 skeleton key, right? Oh, if you already have the blueprint, then yeah, it's just up to RNG. If you're really like on the crafting phase, then good luck to you. Yeah, Elite tried the live service route, but they need more players, and they need to like have more players that also like invest money into the game. But you're automatically gonna have more players that invest into the game if the game is good, right? And the foundation of LE is good, but it's not finished properly. So that's kind of like the game's problem, I think. And instead of like properly finishing and polishing their game, they're trying over and over to just tack on more content, which is most of the time kind of like feels a bit half-assed. Yeah, I don't know. And ultimately it kind of comes down to them not being time efficient with their patches. Like, I feel like the early devs don't know what they're doing in a time efficient manner, at least. And that just ultimately is not gonna be good for their, like, finances in the long run, right? Every game has updates these days, even without MTX subscriptions. I mean... yeah, because usually you want to, like, just sell more copies of the same game. That's, like, one reason, of course. Or you do make, like, DLCs as well. Yeah, I don't know. Like, ultimately, they need to, like, do proper content per time unit invested into their game, and I feel like LE is, I mean, who knows, right? We'll see what they're cooking, right? Season 2 is around the corner. Maybe Season 2 is actually going to be, like, really, really good. Maybe it's too early to judge. But there's been, like, a big drought, I feel like, content-wise. And the events they ran in between, they weren't all too exciting to me personally. Like, what is it? What, like, Loot Goblin event and, like, Kill Random Skeletons event? Like, who the fuck cares? At least I didn't. I think it's April 2nd, right? It's not April 1st, it's not an April Fool's joke, but, well, almost. April 2nd. I'll play it for sure. I'll play it for sure, I think. I wasn't excited to find out how people were duping this time around. I mean, I don't care about duping LA, because I'm not gonna play trade anyway. Like, I didn't even care about that part. But, like, even if duping was a thing, like, every single season, which obviously is bad for people playing trade, like, I don't think there was, like, interesting content for single player, like, for SSF either. And one of the reasons why is because they didn't balance their skills at all, right? Like, there's so many skills that are just dog shit without, like, maybe, like, one playable build with, like, very specific endgame gear. So you end up, like, playing the same shit over and over again. And also, like, some skills are, like, some classes are still missing some of their skills. Like, remember Warlock, right? Like, Warlock got a skill from Lich, and they told us, well, Lich is gonna get another skill, like, in compensation for, like, losing one skill, right? Well, it still didn't get one. It's, like, over a year now. Or almost, like, what the hell? I mean, not quite I think it's, like, almost a year now, yeah. Just thought a Stronghold Purifier build, is it still possible to target farm the Stronghold set pieces? Or, like, is it possible in general? It is not, it's all random drops, actually. But I have a, like, starter, beginner, Purifier playthrough as well, right, that I made at some point, which you can basically play before that. But yeah, Stronghold set, the best way to get Stronghold set would be to farm totems, or if you're strong enough to farm the Shattered Realm, or the Crucible as well. But you need to do, like, a decent amount of shards. Like, I mean, obviously, like, 2 shards for farming, but, like, doing shard 1 to 2 is not gonna cut it, right? You need to, like, be able to farm shard. I don't know, where's, like, what's the minimum now? Maybe, like, 20 to 21 at least? At the very least? I mean, ideally, like, 30 to 31. Drop recording, recoloring? Oh, Grim Dawn, like, what's it called? Rainbow filter? Yeah, that still exists. I'm using it every now and then. Today, not, because I don't know. I don't feel like I need it right now. But yeah, I can recommend it for new players, right? If you have struggle evaluating the power of your green items, Grim Dawn Rainbow filter does help, because it shows you, like, affixes and their correct color as well. What's the easiest character to start the game? Diviner. Oh my god. You're evil. You're an ancient evil, Francie Dark. I mean, Defiler is terrible. I mean, all classes are actually viable and good in this game, right? Like, even Defiler can be played in this... if you play it properly, viable for all content, but it's not the best for, like, a starter, I would say. If you're, like, new to the game. I mean, all of the masteries are good, more or less equally good, I would say. But certain combinations are definitely like easier to play or like to gear than others. And the fighter is one of the worst, like one of the hardest ones. Like any Force Wave Soldier or like any Promise Strike Shaman, for example, or like Blitz Soldier, like Blitz Warlord, so like Soldier Oathkeeper, for example. Or I mean, pet builds with like Occultist Shaman or Necromancer are good too. You can also do some other like caster builds, like Caster, Demolitionist, Pistol Demolitionist is pretty good, I think. Arcanist can be nice too. There's many builds that are like good. Kind of like depends what you want to play, to be honest. I mean, I have a bunch of beginner builds on YouTube, and pretty much all of them are viable for like all the content that a starter build should be able to do, at least. Let's say it like that, right? I mean, for insane endgame, you need like insane gear, of course, but you can get all the way to endgame and like farm decent items for actual insane endgame builds with all of those builds. And when it comes to ease of playing, yeah, I mean, Soldier is very easy to play and Shaman is very easy to play. I think those are like probably the two easiest to play. Demolitionist is, in my opinion, most of the time more damage, but probably arguably like a little bit harder to play. Same for what I'm playing right now, it's like a bit more buttons, right? Inquisitor is like more than one button, for sure. You don't need sets, right? I mean, sets are usually random drops, and all of the beginner builds are not planned around random gear. It's all planned around like gear that's basically guaranteed and deterministic. So you will never struggle with like getting the same gear that I have in those runs. Yeah, I would put Celestials, apart from maybe like low current burden clones, into the category of your beginner build is probably not gonna be like able to kill them anytime soon anyway. And it's also okay to not be able to do that. I mean, either you transition to like a different build on that class that you're playing, or you transition into another class. But like transitioning into a secondary build is gonna be just as fast or even faster depending on the gear that you find, right? Like Grim Dawn works like this, right? You can get to, say, like 70% of your power guaranteed as long as you know what to do, right? As long as you plan around deterministic drops. And then with that 70% of your power, you can farm stuff that makes leveling other characters way faster, right? So then you can like level other characters in like 6 hours to endgame instead of like, or like 6 hours to level 94 at least. Instead of like the usual, I don't know, like 20 to 30 hours. Or up to 50 hours if you're like new to the game. And whether you get the gear for the build that you started with, that would put you to like 100% power level, or you got gear for like another build, that's kind of like up to RNG, right? So chances are you're gonna get like the proper like great gear for like another build earlier than for the build that you started playing the game with. It's kind of like a high chance, right, for that to happen. So I mean, either you keep playing what you're playing already and you just farm more, or you like reroll into some other like very powerful endgame build for which you did find the gear. Ideally also a build that you want to play, of course, right? There's no point in like playing a build for which you have all the gear but you just don't like playing it, right? But if you want to like play efficient, right, then like more often than not you would play a starter build and then re-roll into another build once you got like all the endgame gear for it. And like re-roll as in you make an entirely new character, right? Which doesn't take a long time anyway, because once you have all the leveling gear it's like 6 hours only. Wait, there's Infernal Knight set for Blackwater Cocktail. Like, there even is a set for Blackwater Cocktail, right? Infernal Knight is bad. I mean, is not playing Infernal Knight set better than playing Infernal Knight set? Oh, Blazier is very good too. The blue set, yeah. And you have, what's it called? Dark, no, not Dark Blaze. The one like Vitality Fire set. It's actually pretty good too. Blight Lord, yeah, Blight Lord is like better even than Infernal Knight. Eh? Also, I mean, yeah, Blackwater Cocktail builds can like transition to any other like caster devotionist as well. They're all good too. Okay, what's the best like? I mean, this is like the point where you want to like choose a second class, or like level 40 or 35 already usually, right? But if we stay a single class as we're gonna do here, what do we do? Where do we put more points? It would be like Stormbox probably, right? Or like Word of Renewal. I think those are like the best to do next, like to put points into next. Side quests aren't worth it. I think all side quests are worth it usually. I mean, there's a couple that you can skip, but not that many, I think. I mean, it depends, right? Like, do you want reputation with the faction who gave you the side quest or not? And if you want the reputation with them, then usually doing the quest is like the best way to get reputation, yeah. Also, I guess if once you get to like this act, you can start putting Aether Cluster on your bar, because you're gonna get like some more Aether Clusters here as well. And Aether Clusters are, well, a great like panic button that you can use as well. Also, I mean, what else can you do? You can, of course, start trying to clear the dungeons, right? Like the roguelike dungeons, the skeleton key dungeons. Start clearing all of those as well if you want, to like test the power of your build, kinda. And otherwise, you would start farming some totems maybe to get some better gear, to then ultimately start pushing the Shattered Realm. But I guess before that you wanna do the Lokar, like there's like a Celestia boss called Lokar, and he can drop a very nice leveling set, which you should try to get ASAP if you wanna, well, make more than one character eventually. That one's huge. You're dying a lot with the Lokar set around level 50. I mean, Lokar set doesn't necessarily make leveling easier. It makes it faster. It makes it a lot faster. But you are gonna have very low armor, so anything that deals physical damage, try to not get hit, right? Like, I would say leveling with Lokar set is... it's definitely like a lot faster. But it also requires, on average, I would have to say, more game knowledge than without. So So like knowing which stuff you can face tank, which stuff you can't, and so on. I always play local to level 94, but it does come with like a skill check, kinda, as well. Got an Incanter's Great Axe of the Sage, so +8 to PRM on that. What the hell? But obviously 2-net axe, yeah, it's kind of sad. I mean, it can be like good enough to use for the moment, but it will never be like best in slot ever. Because, well, there's like offhands and scepters that are just always going to be better than no matter what you get on that axe. But if you don't have like a better offhand or scepter right now, then I guess it can be usable for the moment, right? Got low-key roasted. I mean, Grundon is not an easy game necessarily. And... or rather, well, you can like turtle your way forward in Grundon, right? Like nothing stops you from like playing the game slow, really. And I don't think Grundon is that hard if you play it slowly, but if you want to like be time efficient, then it obviously becomes harder and harder. And I think that's also like why the game is so good, or like one of the reasons why it's so good, because yes, you can play the game like in faster ways than like normal, but it's not faster and easier, right? It's rather faster and either the same or faster and harder, actually. And for example, the entire Nightblade class, I feel like is kind of a testimony to that as well. Like Nightblade is arguably the highest damage like class in the game, but I think it's also, especially for like a new player, one of the hardest classes to play. Because you do have to know like what can you tank, what can't you tank, and so on. And especially when you're playing melee, yeah, there's like a lot of game knowledge you need to have to be able to like pull off Nightblade in hardcore and still like go fast and have big damage and still also not die at the same time. Holy copium highest damage. I mean, what else is highest damage though? Like I'm pretty sure it's Nightblade still. Like what else?
There you are. Well discussed.
Corinne has given me the go-ahead to engage this.
I mean, flipping like Blaze Rush Elementalist is not easier to play either, right? Yeah. I mean, Blaze Rush Elementalist is like one of a kind build for sure. That's a ballsy build to play, I think, in general as well. Only pets is higher damage? That's not even true. Pets aren't higher damage. I mean, skeletons are pretty high damage, I guess. Gotta be careful with like putting points in Word of Renewal, right? Because every time I do that, the skill is gonna deactivate, and I mean, I don't know, you might die because of that, right? Because you're losing your Aether resistance. And Chaos resistance as well, of course. Max Weight of Shadow and Rather Shield equals Snooze build? Yeah, but then you're not like playing a high DPS Nightblade, come on. You're playing an Aura bot then. Which is again like one of the like slow and boring ways to play, I guess. But yeah, I guess you can do that too. Like even on Nightblade you can do that. True, I guess. I still have the energy to play this game after making like 1 trillion builds. I don't know, just stream the game. It's fun. Your pet builds are stronger than ever. Can't wait for Maya to cry on the forums again. I don't know, Frosty Dark is crying in chat right here already. I don't think like, I mean, they did get nerfed, I think, that's kind of true, like slightly compared to like last patch at least. But like last patch had them like buffed kind of crazily, I think, compared to before that. So, I don't know. I mean, they're still good. And also, I don't think like pets should ever be like the highest damage ever, because it's literally like pet builds, right? Like, they have like another layer of safety in a way. Nosferatu's nerf does hurt though? Yeah, that's true. You remind them being like better as single target, because they're clear as dog shit anyway. Yeah. I mean, they can be like competitive single target, right? Almost. I mean, not quite maybe, but almost. They're clear as dog, but their like pushing ability is still insane, right? I think pets are fine overall. Like they do like certain jobs very well. They do trivialize the game for people that are like low APM in a way, if you like don't min-max them, right? Like if you don't min-max their performance rather. And they do, well, basically give you like the easiest way to like push deep into SR and so on, right? Glass can scuddies the Ravager in like 30 seconds. More than enough damage. Yeah, I think so too, honestly. I think pets are totally fine. You're slow and boring, come on. I'm sorry. But like, early game it's like good AoE damage, right? To go like Radliff Bulwark and Max Veto Shadow, like it's good AoE damage, sure. It's fine for early game. Sub was insane damage, that's true too, yeah. I feel like with Berserker, there's gonna be like a lot more like high damage but rather paper rebuilds until like people figure out how to make them tanky at least. Because I feel like Berserker as a class seems... It does have like the highest HP per level next to Soldier, but like higher than Shaman. But otherwise the class feels a bit like paper to me right now. So, but like with huge damage potential, like Onslaught or like TDM from like Wear forms and so on. And also like lots of leech on... Like if you go low, right, like the Circuit Breaker of Berserker is... You get more OA. Like when you drop low, you get more OA, right? That's the Berserker's Circuit Breaker. It's also like some absorption, but it's mostly like more OA. Like when you're low, you just get more damage basically. Which compared to other circuit breakers is definitely way more on the offensive side. Yeah, like Bleed Berserker I think is pretty insane. With like Soldier secondary or Shaman secondary or also Nightblade secondary.
Good workout. You can do this.
I mean, obviously Cold Nightblade, that's gonna be insane anyway, right? Chaos Occultus Prody. There's like many other variants you can play too. That are all gonna be very interesting. Dune Fiend? Yeah, Dune Fiend is insane too. Dune Fiend Shadow Strike is like one of the biggest crits in the game for sure. I don't like the reset stuff on Dune Fiend because that's kind of like RNG, right? Like sometimes you can like one-shot something, or like, well, 2 or 3 shot because you get like lucky resets in a row, and sometimes not so much. But even if not, it's still a lot of damage, right? Still a ton of damage. Let's go back here. How do you play the league? Yeah, you can currently only play the offline version of the league, which still has like all the content that the league provides. So there's tons of content and so on, like additional content compared to the base game. The next actual live league with like live chat and like trades stuff and so on, like trade site and so on being active, and ladder being active and so on, is gonna happen shortly after the next expansion. But yeah, until then you can at least like enjoy the content from last league in offline mode if you want to. Is Dervish viable for ultimate difficulty with crap gear? Everything is viable for ultimate difficulty if you know how to build it. And Dervish is certainly like totally fine, like gear-wise. Like there's a lot of deterministic gear you can play around on Dervish that will make ultimate definitely playable for you. Yeah, sure you can. I probably won't have time to look at it properly today, because I don't have that like much time to stream like in February in general, but maybe we can like take a quick glance, or like chat is gonna like give their comments as well. Okay, getting these vents with runes is kind of unlucky. Some Dune Fiend Dervish as well. With 1900 armor only, monk. I mean, I guess if you kill stuff, they don't kill you, right? I think I gotta like put some more attribute points again. Especially some more spirit. Like my energy regen doesn't seem that good right now. Maybe I should have like went back to soul shards instead of the corpse dust. I mean, corpse dust is like some regen and like some HP, but soul shards do help out with energy regen a little bit because it absorbs like energy from enemy spells, which does help surprisingly quite a bit actually. Witch Hunter more damage than Dune Fiend. I mean, it's definitely more Shadow Strike damage. That's for sure. Like 100%. Is it more DPS all around? I am actually not sure. But it's definitely like better like single hits. Yeah, yeah. Like you're gonna have like a bigger number on the third page when you're playing Witch Hunter. That's for sure. Failed miserably with Chaos Reckoning, really. I mean, I guess compared to Dune Fiend, it's just a little bit worse, yeah. I mean, Dune Fiend is really good. But even Dune Fiend, like the best skill is Shadow Strike, not Hour Reckoning. I think our Reckoning in general like probably struggles a little bit with like single target damage. It's like fine and chill to deal damage while moving, but it's definitely not like the highest single target damage. But that's kind of like just a skill, I think. Like all damage variants are like that for our Reckoning. And the problem with our Reckoning is you don't get enough single target damage, right, to be competitive to like auto attacker or shadow strike builds, I think, for single target. But you also can't increase your AoE. Like it's not like in PoE where you can get like bigger AoE on Cyclone. And Grim Dawn's AoE like always stays the same, which is a little bit of a bummer, to be honest. It would be cool if you could at least like increase the AoE. To make it like a better clear skill at least. But oh well. With Dune Fiend, I want to our Reckoning with Dune Shadow Strikes. I mean, yeah, if you're playing Dervish, then definitely. That's also why like Dervish is like less Shadow Strike damage. Because it technically should make up with like our Reckoning DPS in between. I don't know how well it works. I mean, I think it works decently well at least. Not sure. Like CT, yeah, CT can get better area. Getting more area on CT is also kind of a pain, like modding wise, but at least it exists. With our Reckoning, it's yeah. Kind of tough. Our Reckoning builds have like 300 to 400k DPS in game. That's respectable, surely. It's respectable, yeah. I do think the DPS for our Reckoning is like slightly inflated for some reason. Like when you have like dot on your R Reckoning, it like counts the dot as if it was like stacking or something like that, even though it's not. Or if it was like reapplying every second or something, I don't know. It's like, I think it doesn't calculate like dots properly, and thus it can like sometimes lead to inflated numbers. Oops. I think that's a problem with like dot in general though. It's not always properly shown. I don't know, it's like some weird stuff going on with Grim Dawn tooltips sometimes. I gotta wait for my word of renewal right now real quick, or the Aetherus. There we go. Cold snap. I gotta test the Winds of Astakarn's skill from Berserker mastery a bit more, maybe like on stream even. Because it's or like I need to like play more channeling skills in general. I feel like channeling skills would feel so much better if you could like move while attacking, like with a controller or like with WASD, right? Channeling skills in ARPGs when you can't attack while moving kind of just like feel not modern anymore nowadays. I think kind of feels bad. Like Anivia ultimate, yeah, I guess you could compare it to that. Yeah. Let's stack some runes here outside. Like instantly dies, dude. We stack some runes. Okay, make him walk here, right? Come here. And he's... yeah, dead. Okay. Welcome to Rune of Kalastor.
Good, you're back.
Guten Abend.
Yo, mechanical engineer, how you doing, man? 43 months already. Guten Abend, guten Abend. Appreciate it. Didn't one-shot ZDPS? I know, right? Crazy. Terrible build.
Can't afford to.
Terrible build. Didn't even one-shot. Better buff the skill. True. Meanwhile, Aether Ray is crying somewhere. Actually, I need to like definitely like check out all the channeling skills like once they're getting like their juice. I think they're getting some juice. We'll see, we'll see. The Renaissance is fine, but Aether Ray feels awful. Like the fact Renaissance snaps the target.
Captain, I was
Yeah, but the range is kind of bad on the skull, I think, personally. I don't know. I know Xanta is cooking. Like, he's cooking channeling skills. Hopefully to the right like amount. Not overcooking, not undercooking them. But he's definitely cooking. Level 50 is like the level at which I could start using like legendary gear and like, well, the stuff that doesn't have any lightning damage that I found so far, or like, that I got from quests so far. We can't use this because of the helmet, and this one, we could use this, right? Is it good? I mean, it's kind of good, right? Sandstorm of Thunder. It has like 10% lightning resistance reduction to Stormwalks. I mean, that's definitely better than the current Overseer thingy. So we definitely play that. Yeah, I mean, that is good. That is a good item. What else do I want to take? Let's go with Tempest next. Return to cat. Okay, let's get the augment first. I mean the component first. Ah, let's not do this quest. Nobody cares. Sure. Bring the evidence to Dyla. Should we do Morndale? Let's do Dossier raid, maybe. How does Storm Totem compare to Mortars? It's pretty good. Yeah, safer, better, like easier to kite with. I think Mortar is potentially higher damage ceiling, but it requires you to face tank more so that they hit properly, right? Whereas with Totems you don't have to like face tank at all. Yeah, for boss killing as well. That's basically how it works. Like Mortars for max damage require you to face tank. Storm Totem does not. Rune of Kalastor, how you doing, Ground Zero? Welcome. I mean, it's good, right? It's a good skill. Obviously. Dun. Wait, you don't like it, right? Why do you not like this skill? Like Giga, it's crazy. At least it's not Necro. You like Tagrad better? I mean, both are good, yeah. I think, actually. Tagrad is visually more beautiful. I can see that, yeah. Totem Vindicator with Light Defender or Totem Druid with Lugigants. I personally like Lugigants Druid more for hardcore because it's safer to play, in my opinion. I think damage-wise they might be kind of close now. Like Lugigant got nerfed finally, slightly. So Lucky Luke, welcome, welcome. What would you recommend to clear all DLC maps on a pressure content hardcore? Choose your poison. I mean, Light's Defender got buffed as well with the like physical resistance, armor, physical damage change, right? Like Light's Defender is a lot better comparatively now, like defensively as well. It's still not, it's not Arcanist, right? It's not as tanky as having mirror and nullification if you like use them properly. Light's Defender might be like easier to play because you don't have to aim penalties and you don't have to, well, use nullification and mirror of your rock teas properly. I feel like every Arcanist is just like automatically always like a little bit harder to play than anything else, kinda. Yeah. It's not an easy... You have to aim box, I mean it's like point and click, right? Come on. You just like click on the enemy and then you have aimed it. Very nice aim, right? Insane aim. Light's Defender Stunjax was a top 20 build even. Yeah, that's true. Stunjax I feel like is even riskier to play most of the time. Because it's a spell, but it requires you to like face tank as well to like get maximum damage, at least for the spam variant. Cooldown Jax is more like, yeah, dot and kite, which is safer for hardcore for sure. Unless I would play a weird like Chaos or Aether Jax build, I think I would never play Spam Jax, at least in hardcore, over like Slow Jax. I think Slow Jax are just like way safer in hardcore. Like I wouldn't care if it's like slightly less damage. It's just way safer. And even if you do play Slow Jax, you want a shotgun for max damage, that's true. For the burst. Right, I mean, this act should be a walk in the park, right? We just like walk through everything. Because we have all the gear now. Should just kill everything. We're kind of just like doing this act to, well... We gotta do something to get gear for endgame, like for ultimate difficulty. That's like one reason why we're doing this. And then of course like to get reputation with all the like factions. Wait, is my... Okay, give me one sec. I need to maybe like turn on the lights. Like the green screen was kind of scuffed otherwise. This should be better now. I don't know, it's kind of scuffed today. Either way. Give me one sec. Yeah, I think this is better. Okay. Slightly better at least. The whole way, not just normal then? I'll do just normal for now. But, I mean, you would usually continue playing a character, right, in Ultimate. So I still want to do like everything in normal that I would usually do as well. To, like before going to Ultimate, right? The rest is left as an exercise to the reader vibes. Yeah, kind of like that, right? What build am I gonna play next then? That's a good question. What should I play next? I still gotta play like more Inquisitors and more Arcanists. Pets, oh my god. Necromancer pets, maybe? Runic Bracers. These should have like bonuses to runes. Okay, Inquisitor Seal at least. Runic Bracers are like a really solid like blue pair of gloves, right? They can like, basically use on any build, really. Has no damage, but like very solid resistances, HP, DA. And an Inquisitor, it has like, well, bonus to Inquisitor Seal on top. So yeah, very nice like defensive gloves for pretty much any character. Tears Wood of Pain. To be fair, it's not bad, right, actually. It's not bad at all. It should go hard, actually, now. The problem is, what default attack replacer do you play? You would play whatever you choose from your secondary mastery, I guess. RF, like Paladin. Yeah, I guess. Yet another gun Paladin, of course. Of course, right? What else? I could also do like Pierce Purifier, honestly, like Fast Strike is not too bad either. Even for Pierce. Like Brimstone goes hard with stuff like Storm Spread. You know what you play? You play Onslaught, right? You play Berserker. That's what you actually do. You play Berserker. Because Berserker has like built-in pierce resistance reduction anyway. Oh, I kind of want to play that actually. Because it's gonna be like Giga Zoom as well. Right, you get like so much movement speed. Make like a beginner Berserker guide before Berserker's out. I mean, I could, right? I could actually. I kind of want to do it like without secondary first through normal, I mean, as always. Rune of Kalastor, that was not a funny meme. Memes aren't funny. Welcome in. Centaur G would be able to do it. Oh yeah, for sure. Save us from the bait builds, not become them. I mean... It could still not be a bait though, right? Even if the game is not out, I mean the expansion is not out yet, right? It could still be a legit build. Torment. Juggernaut and Torment. Oh, we could like get Vendetta, right? Vendetta Relic. Kind of forgot about that actually. Fangs of Astrakan in March, you feel it? I think there's a higher chance of a March being in Fangs of Ostakarn than Fangs of Ostakarn being in March. Right. I'm honestly with you, Mechanical Engineer. I think it's a bit weird. When I know why they did it, and it does make sense when you know why they did it, but I think it's a bit weird. But, I mean, going forward, they kind of have to do it as well. I mean, they didn't have to, but a certain skill would feel like very, very bad with Warcry if they didn't do what they did. I mean, all channeling skills will feel a lot better with Warcry now. It does feel weird on like non-channeling skills, but like for all channeling skills, including our Reckoning, it's very nice. Yeah, no more pause spinning, for example, for our Reckoning. I mean, no more pause anything for any like Warcry plus channeling skill. It would feel especially bad on Winds of Astrakarn, right? Because it would not only interrupt the skill, but also like reset its size, because it like, you know, becomes bigger with size, like with after like a couple of seconds, like the size increases, right? On that skill, so. And I'm not sure if I'm like the biggest fan of Winds of Astrakarn in general, right? That skill, I don't know. I think it would be so much better if you could like move while channeling that skill, but you can't, so. Needs to be frozen orb which follows you. I mean, Grim Dawn is attacking while moving, right? Our Reckoning is attacking while moving. Just make like Flames of Ignapar, Aether Ray, and Winds of Astrakarn like that too, right? Just make them all into our Reckoning. It would feel a lot better with WASD though, I gotta say. I like controller, being able to move while attacking. Which, well, the game doesn't have. I wanna, I think, complete the dogs real quick, and then I just go back to sell, because I need to sell anyway. Where's the dogs? Here are the dogs. Okay, I mean, usually I would like start looking at a bit more gear here, right? At least for the slots where I want to upgrade gear. Which, to be fair, at this point would only be shoulders, actually. I mean, I can't play that. I could play this one. It's just a lot more armor, which is nice. I could play... No, this is of Thorns. It's like kind of terrible. For gloves, I'm gonna play the Rune gloves anyway. Helmet I can't switch, I just need to like refarm this one. Okay, and that's it. Automate Symbol of Solar, make it like a chance on hit instead maybe. Or chance on crit. Yeah, that could like help Chaos builds too, to be fair.
Serve the
But it would make it like a lot more mandatory for melee Chaos builds, and I'm not sure if I like that. I kind of think it's good that it's mostly there for Chaos. It would help channeling builds though, as well.
The threat is Korvac indeed.
Korvac indeed. Kill Naven the Usurper. Oh yeah, he's in the
Take a look, shall we?
thing, right? In the Oasis. I'll switch gloves here and like, well, basically one mob, right? One mob later we're gonna switch. Okay, let me actually grab the component real quick that I need for that. Yeah, I think I wanna keep playing this one, why not? The alternatives aren't really better anyway. To go to ultimate, I would mostly need more poison rust. Everything else is kinda almost fine. Like, I would be like 1% under for elemental, which shouldn't be all too hard to fix. And yeah. Imagine if one of the purpose for Winds of Asakarn had an item skill modifier that allows you to move. It would be interesting, but I would honestly just prefer the skill itself to be like something that you can move with right away. Oh, this tanked my poison rust even more. Actually, I can't even use it then right now, can I? Dude, as soon as you're not an occultist, you just need poison rust in every build, man. Kinda crazy how that works. I mean, yeah, Blood Reek is like really nice to have. Really good. To be fair, if you get impenetrable... Wait, no, you need... Not impenetrable. There's like another Pierce affix that gives you also poisonous, or like that can also roll poisonous. Impervious, yeah, yeah, that one, Impervious. Oh, you just gotta like fix poisonous from gear, I guess. That's just how it is. And to look out for poison resistance shoulders, basically. And also, I need to go to the Sanctuary of Horror in here. Is it allowed to ask questions about Fangs of Asakarn? I mean, yeah. I'm not gonna ask. I'm not gonna answer whatever I can't or am not allowed to answer there, of course, right? But yeah, you can ask away. Feel free. Will Nightblade be nerfed in Fangs? It's not nerfed so far. There's a decent amount of Nightblade Berserker gear as well. And the class is already good synergy-wise, I think. Like, with default synergy. Yeah, I think like damage-wise, Nightblade is gonna probably stay crazy. Even if it gets like some nerfs, might still be just crazy, to be fair. Rodrigue! Rodrigue! Okay, rip. Rest in pizza. New difficulty is gonna be very interesting for sure. Especially new difficulty with Altar of Ascension on top, right? That's gonna be very, very fun. That is gonna be very interesting, actually. Some builds just have crazy damage, so if difficulty needs like to have good HP as well, yeah, I guess so. I don't know if it will have enough HP to be fair. Didn't test it that much so far. It's not like fully ready yet, I think. That's why like we can't test it properly either. Item modifier that turns Winds of Asakarn into a pet. Monka. I think that's impossible. That's impossible. I'm gonna play Ascension mode though, and I'm gonna definitely try to push for it being hard as fuck, if possible. Especially like, I think HP wise it needs to be significantly harder. Damage, I mean, obviously it should also be harder like when it comes to damage taken, right, or like enemies damage, but I think as you said, like HP is more important for like the overall like game balance kinda. Kinda, they haven't fully decided yet though, like it's still gonna be tested and evaluated, etc, right?
Serve.
It pay the fool you must.
I was just curious, what type of damage conversions have you seen for werewolf skill so far? We've already shown lightning, chaos, acid, cold, and vitality. What about physical and aether? I have not seen any aether or physical for the werewolf yet. I've seen aether for the were-raven, but not for the werewolf. At least not yet. I think physical should exist and does make sense. I don't think we need aether. Like, I don't think we need like all damage types, so, like, it's kind of like too much rainbow, but I think physical should maybe exist. I don't know. I guess it doesn't have to exist. And so far as I know, it doesn't exist. Fire werewolf exists, yeah. Fire werewolf is a thing. It's gonna pair pretty well with Oathkeeper, I guess. Or like Demolitionist maybe too. I think there's already like plenty, to be fair. I think it's already enough. Blackwater Cocktail Werewolf. I mean, it's unironically gonna be... It's gonna be a thing, right? Probably. We'll see. Fire Skater Dog. Yeah, maybe.
I hear you, Doc.
Maybe.
Yes.
The camp, the primordial.
The primordials have primordialed until they have finished primordialing. Anyway, where do we go next? We kind of have to like skip everything here, right? We don't have to like do anything. No more. There's like 2 side quests and that's it, right? Okay, just go get all the shrines then, I guess. Maybe get some lucky gear here and there. Definitely get all the shrines though. You can like, I mean, you should, right? If you're new to the game, you should definitely like explore all the areas here. You should like get to know all the side caves and bosses and what they have and what they don't, etc, etc. If they're like worth doing or not. Just explore everything, like don't skip like me. But definitely don't miss the shrines. Definitely don't miss the devotion points. Those are important and good. Where the fuck am I going? I don't know the way. I haven't played this game enough, right? Let's put this on Inquisitor Seal, I guess. That's a little weird, but okay. Oh, the tornado is gonna be around the seal then, right? Like the storm strikes, the lightning strikes. I'm not sure if I like that, but at least it works. It's interesting. What do you think is the worst exclusive skill if you exclude the damage type bonuses? I think they're all fairly well balanced, but maybe something like... I think the Reckless Power from Arcanis is kind of bad, actually, compared to others. At least. I think Reckless Power is not that good. There's some builds where you wanna play it, sure, but generally I think it's not that good. Any fun build after this? I mean, what do you wanna see next? I will play another build after this. I mean, I could also just continue playing Greek's Evil Eye, I guess. Blaze Rush. While trying some options proposed by the NPC, you found out that you can just start the wave 150 and just die and loop to farm to farm XP in devotions. 2 hours to level 100 and 50 out of 50 devotions. What? Can you do that now? Oh my god. Fucking great, man. I mean, that might be possible for softcore now, yeah. It's kind of stupid, but yeah. I don't know, I gotta test it, I guess. Is it hardcore viable? Yeah. Very hardcore viable. I mean, Praetorian is good, right? But I can't, right? Like, I need the Poison Rest right now. The problem is, right, then you're level 100, but you have 0 reputation, nothing. You still have to, like, run the main campaign for reputation. But I guess you can already, like, use your level 94 gear. Yes, slightly limited hardcore viability. Slightly limited. Alright, let's go in here. I mean, yeah, reputation is gonna be annoying, but it might still be worth it, right? They need to just remove the fucking, like, on-death XP, like, it's stupid. Why do you get XP for dying? It's just stupid, man. At least in my opinion. But you don't have to, like, open the chest, right? You just have to, like, die over and over. I mean, if you do that, right, you only do it to 94. You don't do it to, like, max level. Certainly not. Do you get more XP for dying when you use an XP pot? I wonder. And you definitely get more XP when you have Locust set on, right? Is Korva Trickster a good beginner build? I mean, if you somehow have Korva set without playing the game, then I guess it is. Otherwise, it's not. I want to go down to this other tomb here that I just got, right? Because there's another shrine in here. Top 20 Korva tricksters. Dude, dying in the Crucible... Yeah, I don't know. Dying in the Crucible... Should maybe give nothing now that you can just start at whatever wave you want anyway, right? I think I should give nothing now. Probably. But why dying? Yeah, I don't know why dying does anything as well, to be fair. If you have a friend who can boost you... Yeah, but if you don't have friends, then you can't get boosted, right? I mean, either way, right, it's just... You don't have reputation, right? You will have reputation in either way. Also, maybe like dying is actually faster than getting boosted now. And that's like really weird, right? How fast do you level like in party in Crucible now? I have no idea. I don't think I've like ever leveled in Crucible. Like in, I mean, I did like solo, but never in like a party. Depends how much you die. I might as well like die in solo then, right? And just get all the XP right away. Yo, Fromage, welcome, welcome. Yeah, I had it like lying around for a couple of weeks already, or like a couple of months actually. No, weeks, not really months. Finally got around to test it. And I mean, sometimes could be a bit more perfect than it is, but otherwise I think it's generally working well. We can like pre-stack here for this boss again, right? This boss like takes a bit to spawn, so might as well like pre-stack. Oh shit, no, we fucked up pre-stack actually. Oh well, I mean, died anyway. It just died anyway. The bigger the model, the more it gets shotgunned. You can post around Discord if you want, Carbone. You can hop on my Discord channel and post it there. But yeah, getting XP per dying is a little, I don't know, it's definitely weird in the Crucible. Korrak Stormblade, this could be potentially a decent alternative to Stormstrife, depending on like what kind of affixes you get. You don't really have like any good skill modifiers or skill bonuses, I think, on either weapon. But if you get like good affixes, it can be good too. Alright. Catch-up mechanics gone wild. Yep. I mean, you don't have to like record 2 hours, obviously, right? But yeah. Would be interesting to know what level you get like right away, especially like when you're level 1, when you start with level 1, right? I think the early levels are more interesting actually. Like how fast you can get to say like level 34 or something like that, right? Because that's like what you get to when you do the other strat. Level 10 by just dying. Okay, but like by dying once, and then you kind of like depends how long it takes to like die until you get like how often you have to die and how long it takes you to die so often to get to level like what 35 or something like that, for example. Yeah, but like you don't die in the lowest difficulty, right? You just go to Gladiator right away. With the Gladiator Stone you get to like a higher level. Probably, like way higher. Do you also get more XP per wave? As you get the highest XP when you die at Crucible 150 in Gladiator, right? Probably. I would assume so. New treasure trove drops feel really nice for a fresh start now. Yeah, they do, for sure. Treasure trove is a lot nicer now for like fresh characters than before. Alright, let's pre-stack a little bit against Father Kaiman, right? I mean, you don't probably need to pre-stack against him, but you could try it anyway. Let's throw away some items here, I don't need them. Okay. Let's do like full pre-stack and see how good or bad this is. Okay. It is too late, my chosen. Okay, he just insta-died. I mean, I would be disappointed too after this, like, what is this, dude? Literally insta-died. This is extra attack speed on enemies, okay. Normal difficulty, Lamau. Alright, let's get to the final boss. Korrak's Chosen, yeah, more like Korrak's Trash Mobs. New faction just dropped, right? Korrak's Trash Mobs. Korrak's Trash. Another of Thorn's shoulder pads? No, thank you, I don't need that. I need like poisonous on shoulders. Come, little human. I will make this quick. That's what he said. Korrak chose poorly, yeah. Korrak's poorly chosen. Alright, alright. Let's drop some runes again, right? Drop them runes here. It's important to not drop them on his face, otherwise they can like trigger instantly. You have to like put them a little bit further away. And then otherwise they're gonna like trigger while he's still invincible and you have to like make him walk into it. Yeah, that was a phase. Okay, phase 1 down. Let's put them here again, like not on his face, right? Like slightly behind him, or like in front of him. Let's stand like here, right? And that's phase 2. Phase 3, let's see, let's see. Doom, 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 doom. Yeah, okay, I mean, he just died. Ethical build, right? I mean, to be fair, it's gonna be hard on ultimate, of course, right? But yeah, how to kill a god, right? Just pre-stack some runes. Just make a minefield and make a god walk into a minefield and he like insta dies, yep. How to kill a god 101. This feels like animal abuse. I mean, he died, that's for sure. Okay, I mean, yeah. We've done all the content. Obviously, you want to like try to get a bit more levels before going to ultimate. Try to fix your resistances to have at least everything more or less up to 80% when you go to ultimate. When you go to ultimate, you lose 50% to the top row. So you definitely would like to have more poisonous. Ideally like, well, plus 50 to all of these, right? And then bottom row plus 25 because you want to like, you're gonna lose 25% to the bottom row. Chaos is probably like the least important because you don't need Chaos Rest until you, well, fight Chthonians, which is usually Blood Grove. So you have like some extra time to fix your Chaos Rest. Other than that, you would, well, wanna cap all of your rests, or like have all of your rests capped for ultimate, right? But yeah, I'm gonna stop this build right here, right now. In my hands, I would dare to go to ultimate even as it is. Because I would just try to not get hit by certain abilities, or like you stand inside a seal to like be a bit tankier and so on. But also, I mean, you would at this point choose your secondary class, like at the very latest now. And also what you should definitely do though before you go to ultimate is you should like refarm the helmet. So you're not running with a level 20 helmet with like 125 armor into ultimate. You want to like refarm this. Ideally also like get some better affixes on this. You want to refarm your medal, you want to refarm your amulet. You want to probably, well, either farm, honestly, Sandstorm of Thunder is good enough. You could either play this or you play the shield that has like +1 to projectiles to Rune of Kalastor, which you get from the like Chthonian obsidian defilers, right? Which it's probably best to farm them from totems around the Blood Grove, for example, or like the Chaos Rifts and like Plains of Strife, or also Blood Grove. I think like Blood Grove in general is probably the best way to farm them. You can also like farm them in Morndale, I guess. That's also fine. But yeah, mostly those, like those areas, right? Anyway, I gotta go already again, so yeah, once again a rather short stream. That's kind of how it's gonna be in February, unfortunately, but there's gonna be more streams once I'm done with what I have to do IRL. So yeah, thanks so much everybody for watching. We're gonna play a new build next time. Yeah, maybe like Pet Necromancer or something like that. Maybe you guys can like throw out ideas on my Discord as well on like what you would like to see as a next class. Ultimately, I'm gonna do, I don't know, like probably like 3 runs per class to like properly update all of my guides, right, for all the classes. So you're looking at around about like 30 runs that's being like run number 3 out of like 30, something like that. And then probably like a couple more for Berserker class. Let me give you like another Grim Tools link as well. Other devotions you would also go for here is like Ultos, or Chariot, or Behemoth, or also you could go for like Spear and Korvac. That's also like totally viable. Instead of like Crab and Tempest, you could also go like Spear and Korvac. That's a pretty good setup too. Right now you probably have to like take away Throne again soon. I mean, you want like 6 purple for that, so you don't need like 9 anymore. This would be 8, and then if you pick, for example, like Quill instead of Throne, that's like 6, right? So probably would go for like Quill next, actually. Quill also helps you with like some Aetheress. Throne does help you with Aetheress and Kill Stress too, though, so if you remove Throne, you have to like keep that in mind going forward, that you like will need even more here for ultimate. Yeah. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys.